Ladies and gentlemen, and all those individuals of the DMV, particularly and specifically, I have an announcement to make in reference to my absence last week. Had a serious situation happen, and I need everybody to understand something. When you get off a long day at work, man, sometimes you might find yourself in a very serious situation, especially when it comes to making sure that you meet your obligations as far as, being in the podcasting game and everything like that. And, you have to make real crucial decisions at crucial times. And unfortunately, at that time, my stomach said that them 5 wings and mumbo sauce had to go down before the show. I don't remember much after that. Woke up. It was way past the time for me to join the fellas. And so I do want you guys to understand that I'm all right, because I sure did eat good. But I was asleep. Oh, I'm telling you, I was knocked out. I was mad at them too, because I thought they wasn't going to call me. And they said they didn't call me. They left me off the show, because, they always think the show is better without me. But I looked at the phone, and I was always not right this time. So they did call. So shout out to my man, the Deacon, who did reach out and text me and call me. And also my man, Big Al, who laughed at me. And that's all he does is laugh at me. So let me bring them all right now so we can get this right. The OGs are back in stride. The three of us, the three amigos, as you would say. Three the hard way, as we
do. The hard way, baby.
Always going the way we do. And guess what? We're going to start it off right. What do we always say, fellas? Let's get it.
You don't know. Yeah. You don't know who you messing with. You don't know who you messing with. You don't know. You don't. I run you up and down the Serengeti. Heads ain't ready. I chew you up and spit you out like chicken confetti. My rhymes are heavy like elephants, stomping your regiments, dismembering all your limbs, ripping your ligaments. I break you down to an atom, change your chemical structure, roots and culture. You don't wanna fuck with this brother. I'm like a time bomb over a fresh can of Wilshire. Stylus plexiglass got you face down in the grass, ready to blast. Sticky for your jewels and your cash. Call me Robin Hood. Take the loot back to the hood. I wish you would try to retaliate. I wait like a sniper, beat you like Street Fighter, heat you up like a lighter. Don't need no Ghost Rider. Original skill, killing at will. Terminates career like the pill. This is real, not no fiction. Came up for my jurisdiction. I'm liver than you, whether freestyle or written. Hitting hard like a hammer, like a natural disaster, like a hurricane. Plain and simple, bringing the pain. Won the battle. What? I'm ready to do this. Beat your ass like Lennox Lewis. Play you out like Barker.
So obviously, I'm Black Belt Jones. Which one of you two brothers?
How is that obvious?
Why do you think that?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. How is that obvious?
Hey, man. Light Skin Hall of Fame, baby.
Yeah, about to say.
Light Skin Hall of Fame right there, baby.
He said, hey, works this time, fella. Sorry. Sorry, baby, all the time.
Black Belt Jones, baby.
This time. That's me.
Hey, can we talk football, man? Can we talk football?
Let's talk football. Black Belt Jones has made his statement. But then I'll be what's the other guy? I'm Hammer.
Fred Williamson.
Yeah.
I guess that
makes
what
you
it is, Brown, Big Al.
I see.
So you can either be Jim Brown.
Jim Brown always be wanting to fight. That
or he can be a Shaft, Richard Roundtree.
Yeah.
Which is 1 down, 2 to go.
Yeah, but he don't count.
Who the one that had the big toe? The big toe was hurt.
That's Jim.
That's Jim Brown, yeah.
That's you.
You got the
I don't care whatever happens, but somebody better not touch my
Just
face.
bunion.
I'm gonna shoot somebody. I promise you.
Oh my God! They shot me in my bunion, man. Man, I can't go on.
All right, let's talk football, Big Al.
Let's talk football, man. We hitting at camp. Camp has started. They got the shoulder pads on. They got the rib cage pads on. They got the knee pads on. They out there hitting, blocking, doing what they need to do, getting ready for their first preseason game, which is the Jets, coming up August 10th. And before that, we're going to be playing some inter-squad scrimmages during that week. And the team is getting ready for it. I believe we're, 95 strong out there trying out for the team this year?
Got about 90.
About 90?
Cut a couple people this week.
A couple people got cut. One of our famous punt returners got cut. A speedster.
Mr. Sticky Hands will never let it fall.
Never.
Will not gain any.
Yeah, he was good. He was good at catching the ball, though. He was good at catching.
He will catch that ball.
There was no dropping the ball.
He was dropping no fumbles. He did not fumble one time.
He caught a touchdown too.
He got one touchdown in his career. He been here. Was he 3 years here?
Yeah, on and off the practice squad.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah. So him and Demarius Bird got cut this week. They brought on a kicker to put some competition on with the UFL guy. And apparently he straightened up, so they all kicking field goals down there, straight down the pole now. He ain't hitting the pole no more. So, hey, I got a question. Let me break character here for a minute. And let's do it. What's right in the hole, baby. What do you think is more important now? Because it's Thursday. If everybody knows, it's Thursday night, and the game just came on, the Hall of Fame game. Congratulations to all the brothers who made the Hall of Fame. Good on them. But as I was watching the game, we got a new kickoff situation here where they line up differently now. From what y'all seen, what do you think is more important now as a kickoff returner? Somebody who's quick in the hole, or somebody who's big and can run through? Because it looks like what they were saying is it's more of an extended running play as opposed to a kickoff where you have time to run up and make a move on somebody. This is more like a punt, actually, where everybody's kind of condensed into one little 20, 30-yard area. And would it be better for us to put a running back there who knows how to find a hole, or a wide receiver, which is basically a kickoff punt returner, a wide receiver that is shifty? And because it doesn't look like you're going, you're not taking it to 100, but everybody's sitting there in that one spot. So which one do you think is better?
I believe a Brian Mitchell type has some power, somebody that has speed and power that can hit the hole and possibly truck somebody. It'd be more efficient than a small wide receiver that's shifty, that's going to outrun people. You know what I'm saying? Because the way it looks is, and I've been watching this Hall of Fame game when they do it, it's like you got to make one cut and then go. You know what I'm saying? And you get what you get. If you can break some tackles just by power, and then turn the Jets on, then that's the play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Big Al, man. But when I see it, I say a little opposite of that. The way they lined up, what's that? 15 yards apart now, right?
Yep. They're trying to keep the collisions down, the big collisions down.
So they're closer together, right? So I do get that part. Hit the hole and go, whatever. But you got to have, so your special teams is no longer just some guys that are, put their hands on some shoulder pads for about 2 to 3 seconds. You see what I'm saying? You really got to block. So what I'm thinking is you get a faster, shiftier, your fastest man going in one direction and hit that cut, and it's sideline. It's a race to the sideline because now you got all of these guys got to move laterally and then turn they swivel their hips to either catch you, right before you hit the plane, or because once that dude turned that corner, if you don't have that angle or whatever, a fast guy is gone. So then you're going to have a guy sit back in there, snowbird, just to slow him down. But outside of that, man, I see like that could be opened up by a cheetah. A cheetah say, 1, 2 to the right, count, I'm gone. Who's fast enough to catch me on this corner? Because once I turn it, it's over. You see what I'm saying? That's what I see. But then this is all new.
Right, but also, if what they've been doing, it looks like this game anyway. Everybody's gonna have their own style, but it looks like they've been kicking it in the corner, and then it's too far because everybody's right there. It's too far to run 50 yards the other way and try to get around the corner. Now they're trying to block, make holes.
But they're still setting some sort of a wedge. I'm thinking though.
Yeah, they wedging. Yeah.
So I'm thinking if I got a guy, he catches it, so the guy on the right catches it, right? Mm-hmm. The farthest left guy that is now crashing down, and everybody's kind of starting to wall. Now, initially, you're thinking, like I said, the sideline is the defense's help, so they're going to try to push him to the sideline, get him out of bounds. So they're looking for that. Now, I'm not eliminating any holes that could be open. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And Mr. Cheetah hitting one of those holes when he can. But I don't know, man. I just see that it's going to get to a point where is a lateral allowed? Can a Bama lateral it over to the other guy? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
it's not a lot of room. Yeah. It's not illegal. Long the lateral is legal, so
it has to be backwards though.
Yeah,
to a cheetah.
There's not a lot of room.
Everybody's crashing down over here. I'm giving it to a cheetah over there with two guys. That's. I don't know.
I just feel like it's one of them plays where it's one cut, break a tackle, and you get past the initial line, the initial line where everybody's at. There's only one guy back, the kicker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the question is, and it takes that kind of athlete to do that. I know you guys, we tease even Al was talking about the last show when I was there, that Clinton Portis was one of our top 10 running backs. But I remember a couple of times Portis break it and still get caught. Though he get up there, but do the running backs have that kind of speed? Like maybe that's what they're doing. That's what they got McCaffrey for. Maybe McCaffrey is the one they're looking at. Like, okay,
well, I do know that the Commanders, we do our special teams practice inside the dome, not in front of the press.
Right.
They're going in the dome and locking the doors, and the press cannot see it or film it or talk about it. So whatever they're doing, it's going to be a surprise. Whatever, they're doing something in that dome, there's supposed to be special teams in there. And then, of course,
to my man, Big Walt, he said that Apke's back.
What?
He said Troy Apke's back. Is Troy Apke on the squad?
Nah, he's not.
I've never heard that.
I haven't heard that.
What Big Walt said. I saw. He said Troy Apke.
As what?
As that guy to break the wedge. Al just said he's fast. He's fast.
He's fast. I give it to him.
He's lightning fast, man. Give him the ball.
It's going to be interesting because this is a whole different kind of aspect to the game.
Yeah, man. Everybody is within a 15-yard space, so there's no big collisions. If you can get past that initial wave of flesh, you're gone. And I think it's like it's somebody that has to hit the hole quick, break one tackle, truck one dude over, and you're gone. That's like kind of like a Brian Mitchell. Brian Mitchell used to catch the punt or catch the kickoff, look for one dude, run him over, and then he was gone. You know what I'm saying? He was a big kick returner, punt returner.
I think Texas has Sims playing that position. He's a bigger wide receiver.
Yeah.
And he got speed too. So if he break it, he gone too.
Did Caleb Williams paint his nails tonight? I'm trying to see did he paint his nails.
Caleb, I don't know. He's not playing, so I haven't seen it.
But talking about our Commanders, what players have y'all heard through Twitter or through reporting or whatever? What players are shining in the practice players? Who looking good practicing?
In practice, shoot, man. And let me say this too. I would say, Mitchell Timms. What is his name? Tinsley.
Mr. Tinsley is one of the players.
Yeah. So everybody's looking for him because he's been making outstanding plays during practice.
What's that dude named Jermaine? Oh, it's not Jermaine. Tremaine.
Yeah.
Bryson.
Let me say first of all, thanks to Matty Dubs for that video that came off his website. Obviously, the footage is by some of the other reporters on there. So, but as far as that's concerned, I think we'll have. It's going to be an interesting 53-man roster only because we're not used to cutting players that might not end up on the practice squad. These guys might be picked up from other teams, and it's going to be: do you want to keep the older guy, more experienced guy, or do you want to keep the younger guy who's breaking in and has potential? So you want to go with the high floor or high ceiling? Because right now our wide receiver group with De'Ami Brown, he looks like he's getting better and going to make the team. Then you have after that, like I say, Mr. Tinsley, you have they cut Tremaine. Yeah. So there are several guys on the back end that can play that we're going to have to cut and might end up somewhere else, and we're not used to that. Hopefully our coaches are, and they won't get flustered with that. But you also have a bunch of safeties that we're going to have to deal with. We have a lot of safeties that can play the game, and a couple of them that started for us last year that might not be here this year because they talking about Derek Forrest running with the threes now. So you got Derek Forrest, and I think that's because Sanders still came in, and now he's pushed Quan back to safety, and Quan is lighting it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's either going to be Derek Forrest gone, or it's going to be what's the dude from Cincinnati?
Butler
going. If somebody's going to get cut. Jeremy Reeves is back there, but he's a special team guy. So that's his kind of thing. But I'm
gonna ask you a question, Deacon. Do you feel these guys are average? Are they great NFL players? Are they average NFL players?
I think they're rotational players.
Rotational players. Okay.
Yeah. So if you got a squad that has, not as many good safeties, so you know what I'm saying, or split safety corners, you might pick him up and be like, okay, depth. We got depth with this guy. So I don't think they're just going to end up on the practice squad anymore, man. A couple of them will, but I don't think it's that automatic that they just cut a kicker and we second in line. We picked him right up, you know what I mean? So there are teams out there that need what we have, extra of.
How about tight end? You think like Amani Rogers, somebody like that gets cut?
Amani Rogers, Cole Turner, Yankovic, isn't that his name? Yankoff.
Yeah,
he plays multiple positions.
Yeah, he's a fullback, tight end. He's every H-back. Yeah.
So you talking about guys who can play multiple positions?
Who would have thought that our tight end position would improve so fast? With these guys, man, honestly, if they all live up to their potential, you talking about Cole Turner, big 6'6" guy coming off the outside. Amani 6'5", you know what I'm saying? You got the veteran there. We got a tight end.
We got the group.
Yeah, but they talking about cutting them Bama's.
We're going to have to. I know I saw y'all when I was watching y'all brothers on the last show. I think Al said we're going to go 4 tight ends. Who are the 4 tight ends?
That fourth is crazy. You're going to have John Bay, Ertz. You're going to have a Sanat, who's our rookie. And then it's going to be Amani Rogers, Cole Turner, Yankoff, and I think there's one more out there.
I think Yankoff, at least in practice, from what I saw, he can catch.
He can catch.
He can catch.
He can block too.
He can block.
But we got a Bates for that.
Yeah, we got Bates. Yeah.
We got Bates. That's what he's known to do.
They said Bates is having a good camp, but it's blocking. He having a good camp.
Yeah, blocker is a blocker. And Amani Rogers ain't a blocker.
No, he's not a blocker.
Amani Rogers is supposed to be our Plymouth that never really got started, and so he's very familiar in the Washington franchise as it comes to all of our franchise. Having somebody on the squad that we just one more year. Come on, one more year.
That's Cole Turner now.
And look, and Cole too. Those two. So if there's anybody, the two people on the chopping block that I got is those two, because it's like, hey man, we gave y'all the hut, let's go, and y'all still ain't going. So,
I think if they cut Cole Turner and Monty Roger, I don't think either one of them gonna make it to the practice squad. But I think if they cut Yankoff, he'll make it to the practice squad because he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? But nobody knows exactly what to do with him yet. So you got to go for future with him.
That was a very strategic acumen there, Mr. D.
Well, what about our linebacker they tried at defensive end that is not having a good camp either? Davis.
He's on the bubble.
That's a hybrid, and yeah, he's on the bubble in both positions right now, because the linebacker core is another position. Those two positions, gentlemen. The tight end was definitely a big surprise. The linebacker core is what I was saying for the last 4 years, and it's finally here. It's finally freaking here, man. We have done something, man, that I don't think anybody in the league is ready for when it comes to our middle. And what's going to end up happening, a lot of receivers and tight ends of other teams, they're going to recognize that. And that's all we needed just to help us with our defense. Because remember, man, it wasn't too long ago, man. Well, now it is. I guess it might be. So funny how fast 4 years go by. When 2020 came around, we were supposed to have the best defense ever in the history of the NFL. The way they were talking about us, man, we were like, yes.
Hey, we kept drafting number one.
We were like, oh, yeah, this is
so you think? Because my thought was they were, huh?
I know. Go ahead.
No, I thought they was going. I thought that Bobby Wagner was going to help Jamin Davis be great.
I heard he's helping McGee be great. The rookie be great.
He's helping whoever is willing to take the help. I think that this is where things become.
I think this is where they messed him up. Is they started practicing at defensive end, and he didn't have that time with Bobby Wagner to get right. You know what I'm saying? So now he's hybriding, and now he's good at nothing. Okay at both of them, but great at nothing. You know what I mean? And
I get it.
Well, he had 3 years to get good at linebacker, though.
He played good last year. Come on, let's be honest.
He was our number one tackler. Let's not forget that.
Okay, so your idea of what's good is not my idea of what's good. My idea
for our team.
Okay, my idea is good. Not having a lot of tackles, that's okay. But good is somebody make tackles in the backfield all the time.
Yeah, but he's a linebacker, big guy.
Ray Lewis was a linebacker, but he made tackles behind the line of scrimmage all the time.
They used to blitz him, though. We never blitzed Jamin Davis.
Nah, man. Ray Lewis read the play and jumped the hole. That's what he did.
Okay. You're talking about one of the best.
No, and Al is right. That's a Parsons too. Those guys in that.
That's what we got a number one pick. That's what we thought we was getting.
Yeah, those guys in that position are true.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Ron Rivera jumped on that pick, man. We didn't.
He always said
David Davis wasn't nobody, and nobody.
Yeah, we had the boy out of Notre Dame. We had what was his name? Who's still balling?
Ron promised us that's what we had. That's what Ron said. He had the next Luke Hinkley or whatever his name is.
I take that.
That's what Ron said. We got
but again, right? Everything's brand new. I don't think Jamin Davis is a bust. And I say that, Al, only because that he did produce that at least. Now,
I'm saying if he was a third round pick, I've been happy with him. But not a first round pick.
No. This is what I'm saying. Who else on see?
But KJ, quick.
But that's where I think that we get everything jacked up. Because the people who picked our first round pick is who we talking about right now. We clowning. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you see what I'm saying now? I'm not taking anything away from the position and the number. It's like, really? We've been there with our other franchise all the time. Well, the Wizards. We go, all right, who we gonna get? we never go, yes, that's great. This is what it is. It's always like, and that's because of who is picking who. So yeah, the numbers. That's why I always used to go back and forth with y'all too, because about the numbers. It wasn't really the fact that the numbers didn't matter. It was the fact that we didn't have the organization that really chose the number that is best for us. Our number one is not somebody else's number one. And that's what you see what I'm saying now. So our number one, we can easily go, yeah, he's garbage. But at the end of the day, our number one going someplace else with the right coach, fitting, because every team is like a fingerprint, fitting their thing goes, oh, where was he? Well, they brought him into his talent. They brought him into his skill acumen. They brought him in to fit him, not for us to change him and make our quarterback a safety for a year and a half for stuff like that's what our organization does, man. It's crazy.
Okay, and now, but we're done with that. We moved on.
That's right. We're moving on. But you brought it up, so I just want to make sure.
No, I'm just saying that y'all were saying Davis was good, and I'm saying Davis was not good. If he was a third round pick, I would say Davis was good. But the first round pick, your expectation is a lot higher than what Davis was putting out there.
You're right. You're right. He's not a first round talent,
right?
But he's not bad. Okay,
he's an NFL linebacker.
Like you said, if he was a third round pick, he'd have been good. He'd been. Right. You would think right now he'd be good. That's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
Okay, so his talent is the same whether he was the first or second or third round.
Third round, he's not special. See, I'm looking for special.
Every first round pick ain't special.
We understand what you're saying.
Payne was special. Allen is special. Okay, he stay special. You know what I'm saying? Sweat was special. You know what I'm saying? Terry wasn't even a first round pick, but if Terry was a first round pick, he's special. Dotson had a pretty good, decent year. You can see that he has some ability. He can be special. He can be. He's not there, but you saw Dotson's talent. It flashed at you. Davis has some flash, but after 3 years, you expect him to be special. And the fact that a new coach look at the tape and say, you know what? This dude is just average. Let me try him at this position. That tells me a lot. That means he about to get cut. That's what it means. He about to get cut.
So to your point. Why did they do that? I didn't think about it that way. So I got to give you credit.
They looked at the tape. You know they looked at the tape.
Yeah, but here's my thing. You just stopped me and said, hey, okay, that's over. But them same individuals that you were saying that's over with coached this Bama. And they didn't coach. They got Mayo and
starting in front of them.
Right. And so I
Mayo is what, 8th round pick? At best?
I want to look at them and say, hey, coach who used to play the position, both on the defense court and whatever like that, you really honestly are telling me right now? Because if that was the case, then they should have put this Bama on the chopping block last year. Like, yo, this guy can tackle. Who wants him? Let's trade now. Because you come on, you saw Mayo who watched people run by him. He looked good chasing people down. He did. That Bama was in full motion. He always gave 120%, chasing the Bama from behind. That dude was super slow. I don't believe. And then if we looked at his stats versus the other guy's stats, even though he's not a first round pick, I see a problem. I blame. Well, this is what I'm saying. How much? So here's my question. Erase all this whole thing. Here's my question. How much does old bad training, teaching, tutelage, modeling affect former players of our now Washington Commanders?
Tremendously.
To the point where the new coaches that are trying to train them are changing positions for them.
And cutting.
They got De'Ami Brown playing slot.
Right.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But they say he's looking pretty decent, though.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, though. Maybe they're trying to find a spot for the talent.
They're starting over. You unfortunately, even though you're on the squad and you're playing or had played or whatever like that, you're now new. You're a rookie too, according to the coaches that are there. So what they're seeing is something that should have already happened, which goes back to what Deacon was saying when he says, now I'm okay in two positions versus nobody's ever given me Jamin freaking Davis. You're going to play inside linebacker, period. Learn the position or bye. And that's it. That's all he needs. That's it. I'm not going to the end no more. You're not gonna have me shit. Great. I'm good. Thank you. That's what I want. Put me in, coach.
I was watching the interview with the cornerback Davis, the new guy, and he was saying exactly that, where he was saying that he likes the way the defense is coached because they said they brought him in because he was a press corner. And every practice, they telling him to do the same thing: press until you get it right. So they're not trying to switch him to another position because they got a lot of corners. They're trying to make him the best at what he actually does.
Like for example, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I love to press. I'm a press corner. So every day of practice, they're like, Michael, like, we want you to go press. Like, you got to consistently go out and perfect your craft. Keep pressing. No matter the situation, keep pressing.
So them moving around Jamin Davis is like, we brought in McGee, we signed him, so we got 3 linebackers. So you're a backup basically at this point. You know what I mean? So let's try to get you on the field some kind of way where you play multiple positions so we don't have to keep an extra keep an extra linebacker and an extra tight end, defensive end. So maybe they'd use him like that, where he's going to be kind of a flex tackle. You know what I mean? That kind of guy where we don't have to keep a left tackle and a right tackle extra. We can move you around a little bit. So maybe they're just trying him out in certain places. I heard they've started to practice him more now at linebacker. I think it's just because they were trying to see where else he might fit in. So, but
Al, real quick, I know you saw your face over there. Let me ask you this. This don't remind you that this is the only person who I could think of. Now, I'll say this first, Al. I'm not saying that they're the same guy, but it reminds me of a Brian Arakpo. Brian Arakpo came to Washington. Everybody was all excited about Brian. We watched this play. We were like, it wasn't like he was bad, but we were like, wanted more.
You know what it was? Because we thought he was going to be better than Kerrigan. And it was like, yeah.
We thought he was better than a lot of people. But we were like, okay, cool. Then he left us and became better. Mm-hmm. I for some reason, I don't know why.
He's making cupcakes now, though, Trey. You know he's making cupcakes now.
Cupcakes.
What does that got to do with what I just said? All I'm saying is the Bama was here. You, Deacon, myself, we weren't like, oh, Brian's gone. We were like, all right, what we get for Brian? We didn't care. But then wherever he went to Carolina, didn't he?
Went to Tennessee, and
Tennessee. Same damn team. Tennessee, and he got a lot better. But so all I'm saying is this. Going back to what Deacon said, I think he said kind of this earlier too. We're going to find ourselves in a situation where a lot of our players have the potential to go somewhere and be what we wanted them to be here, and we just got to get over that and just find the best players. I'm not here to hold on to any favors, whatever like that. I was so frustrated last year. I told you, I said Terry, and I think I named one other person. I was like, everybody's gonna go. I don't care. I didn't care, and I do care now because we're here now. So I'm trying to put the strategy around, JD5 and make sure that we can do something. Yeah. But Deacon said tremendously. You didn't answer my question, which was, how much does the ineptitude of coaching and the organization that we had on all of our former players affect them? Your answer is now, right?
I think the former players it's going to take 2 years to get that trash out of the system, at least.
That bad coaching out of
the system, bad organization out of the system. You can't tell me that Payne don't have at the back of his mind, so this shit about to go dumpster doo-doo in a minute. In the back of his mind, he's saying that. And you might have to cut a lot of them to start over again. You know what I'm saying? They cut, 50% of the team already. You know what I'm saying? Because they got that doo-doo in the back of the brain, a little bit of doo-doo that's still there. As soon as things go bad, they're going to quit.
Yeah, that negativity.
So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's going to take a good 2 years, and a lot of them, we might, after 2 years, we might only have like 4 players left. You know what I'm saying?
Of the old regime.
Of the old regime. You know
and we know who those
and
are.
That's funny because I remember very clearly. I remember it very clearly. It's sticking in my head. The 2 quotes that I remember from last year was they showed Allen in the locker room and they asked him a question. Don't know the exact question, But that Bama looked up and said, man, we just waiting for the year to be over. And I think we was like game 6 or something. I was like, what? He was like, man, this is trash. And that's the first round pick you talk about. That's our captain you talk about. That is all of that, Al.
Well, he said that in Chicago.
Huh?
He said that when he was in Chicago.
But Al, he was
that
like,
was Sweat. Sweat said that. Sweat said that.
I thought, yeah, I thought
Sweat
said that.
It was Payne, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was Sweat.
Yeah,
after he
Sweat.
left.
I mean, Allen. That was Allen. It wasn't Sweat.
No, it was Sweat.
It was Sweat.
It was Sweat. Yeah, he was talking
I
about.
looked that
He was
up.
talking
I
about.
don't
How, he was talking about how the Washington team felt in the locker room when they was interviewing him when they got to Chicago.
Yeah. He said they already quit. Yeah. That was Sweat when he got to Chicago. He told the truth. They can't say Allen will say they can't.
Yeah, you can't say that in the locker room.
They can't say that like that.
You can't say that in our locker room.
All right, come on.
I think Sweat said that in Chicago.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. No problem.
You were Trey. You're right. They had quit. You're right. And I had money on it. And I had money on it
on that game. I knew you were gonna say that. It was covered. It was covered.
Okay.
Hey, but here's the thing. The thing is that we can't have no more. We can be eliminated. That was the other quote I was talking about. We can't have no more. Just wait for the year to end. We can't have no more of that. And that all of it works together, because as much as we want JD5 to be accurate, strong arm, mobile, Al said beat his feet, all of those things and everything like that, we want the coach to say, okay, it's 3rd and 1. We are down by 7. We're in their territory. I know what to call here. You see what I'm saying? And know what to call.
Yeah.
And not a pass. You know what I'm saying? Not a pass.
Yeah.
Not a pass. Now when I have Brian Robinson, I got Eckler now. We can damn near run a 2-set. We got so many options, man.
Don't forget Ertz, who can get open too. He can get you that one.
So this is what I'm saying. I need that coach to go and be confident to make that call and make the right one, and not put us back or set us back and all of that, because that's their job. And the team is waiting on, okay, coach, who you putting the ball in, who you putting in their hands of the ball to win this game. He needs to know that. Who got the hot hand? Who's going to do this? I got that one play. That play that y'all hated that we practiced 15 times. Now is the time. And here it is. Let's go. And everybody's on board. So when it's victorious, the game ball goes to coach. When you see that, that's what we never see in Washington. Not a lot. The team come up and say, I'm giving the game ball to the coach. When we start seeing that, Al, that's when things are changing.
Yeah, before we wrap up, though, Deacon, I know you're about to wrap up. I know the go-go is coming. I know it's
not yet. No, hold off on the go-go.
Hold up.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this real quick. Are you excited about JD5? What we've seen so far in the first 2 weeks of practice, heading into the Jets scrimmage, are you excited about what you're seeing with JD5?
I'm excited. I am happy with what I see. I will be excited if when they scrimmage the Jets, he can read those defenses and he can make plays. I don't want to see a whole bunch of running from him. I want to see him dropping dimes, whether it's a 5-10 yard or deep to Terry. I want to see those, because that's going to tell us what actually the game is going to look like, and not just him doing stuff in practice, which is basically against our own players who know where you're going to go, and they might give you the ball, they might let you catch it just to make sure you can catch the ball or whatever. So if I can see him doing good in practice against the Jets or against Miami, who both have pretty nice defenses, then I'll get excited. Then I'm happy now, because he's the best we've had in a while, if not just in practice. But I want to get excited. What would excite me is if I get reports from the Jets and Commander practice that this dude is different. You know what I mean? Like they're saying now against our playing ourselves. So we can do that.
You want to hear the Jets say?
No, I just want to hear reports from the practices, no matter who it's coming from, that he's looking different. He's looking like he knows what he's doing. You know
Because
what I mean?
the reason why I said that, Deacon, is because last year we did a scrimmage against Baltimore, and our quarterback looked fairly decent against Baltimore. Now, I didn't hear the Baltimore people say that he looked decent, but I did hear the Washington reporters say that he looked decent.
Right.
And not to say anything about our quarterback last year, because actually he wasn't a bad quarterback. We just had no offensive line, and we had terrible coaching, as we all know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Although he ain't looking good in Seattle right now.
He's not looking too good in Seattle, though. He might be shell-shocked, though.
That's new coach. That's new coaching and new system, too. So he got.
Yeah, but he also may be shell-shocked, too. All that pounding he took last year.
Wait. Oh.
We broke him.
He's the Seahawks, Jim.
Anyway, and it's coming to you, Trey, now. There was a guy that we had some years ago named John Beck that was all-world in coach, in practice. He was all-world. He was all-world, Trey Z. He looked like the bomb. He talked the bomb. He could throw the ball in the net every time. And I was excited. You know what I'm saying? We had a new coach. And that particular, it was the first year of the Shanahans. It was a new coach. You know what I'm saying? We had supposed to be a new organization. We went out and got John Beck. He was a good college player, blah, blah, blah. He talked the game. He looked good in practice. He could throw the ball in the net. But when we said hype, the first game of the year, this Bama had boo-boo in his pads. You know what I'm saying? And he was terrible. He played 2 games. We never saw him again. He went straight to Canada. Okay, so asking you, Trey Z, are you excited about JD5?
I am excited about JD5. I'm excited about JD5. Like I
why?
Excited because he's JD5. No. I mean, no, seriously. How was not a horrible quarterback? I agree. I'm going to agree with we didn't give him much. He was here in the trenches, and we're kind of now saying, based on what we were talking about, that we got that regime tremendously damaged a lot of players. If they left here or if they're still here, there's some traumatized CTE individuals on our squad and all through the NFL because of what was, right? So we got a guy coming out of a whole different organization, fresh legs, excited to be here, ready to play, with the talent and the possibility of playing. We got a new coaching system. And from the resume, they are recognizing how to give that guy the support. Though our offensive line is still in question, nonetheless, that's there. We're starting brand new, a whole new philosophy. We are knowledge-based now to know what was and what we don't want to be. Sometimes that's the best learning. I've learned more from my life of my failures and mistakes than I have of my success. And I'm just knowing that. And so I'm hoping everybody's taking that wisdom, and JD5 is there, and the excitement. And here's the thing. Every time we get on this show, and I listen to a lot of other podcasts, we all say a year, 2 to 3 years, whatever like that. Let's believe that, people. Let's not, and I think Deacon is the one that always says, reminds us of this. We keep saying 2 to 3 years, but we talk like if this guy gets out there and throws up on himself the first 2 games, we're ready to throw him out with the bathwater. And that's something that I don't think we need to do. I think that he should have the opportunity like a Flacco. Flacco was horrible, like an Eli Manning. Horrible. But they kept giving up that, like they giving the new guy, Jonathan, what's his name?
Jones.
Everybody gets an opportunity to stink it up. In Washington, we're the only franchise that don't give our quarterbacks the opportunity to stink it up. But if we really believe in what we're saying and talking about and being realistic, he has an opportunity to stink it up. Do I want that? Absolutely not. So I'm still excited. I want him to have the opportunity to learn from his mistakes. I want him to build, for the coaching and the organization to build around him a shield of protection. I want him to have a understanding of how to call the audibles and get comfortable out there and do those things that we've given a Drew Brees. Remember the first Drew Brees in San Diego versus the Brees that ended up in New Orleans. Everybody gets a shot sometime, but we get impatient. And I think this is the time for patience because we got a new owner. Everything's going to be new for him, right? So Al, yes, I'm going to stay excited because if we're really talking what we're saying, then I got a while then before I get worried versus getting worried like I used to. Like, because we got desperate. We did. We was like, come on, man. We need to go 5-0 right now, man, and we don't have to worry about that.
I hear you, Trey, and I love your optimism, and I wish I had that type of time though, because I'm an OG. I don't know if I had that type of time.
You gonna tell us something tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Big Al's about to drop some knowledge.
Hey man,
man.
Hey man,
don't do it. Don't you do that?
I happen to work in the health field, and I'm gonna tell you, as an OG. We a lot of our time was behind us. You know what I'm saying?
I'll keep busy about people drop dead.
What are you saying, Al? Don't laugh at me.
I hear you, Deacon. I hear you, Tracy. I hear you, Deacon. I am actually excited too because I hear he's coming in the morning at 5:00. He's a worker. That's what I like about him. Not him throwing the ball in the basket. I don't care about that. But what I found out is that talk to player after player after player, this man is there at 5 in the morning. He beat the coaches there. He opening up the gym. You know what I'm saying? And he working on his game. They come in at 5, 6 in the morning to tape up and ice up. And they look over there and he in there working on his game. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like. The fact that he's a young man that has a good work ethic. Yeah. And he's talented. He runs the 4.3 or 4.4. He has a strong arm. He's tall. He has all the ability, but at the same time, he's willing to work on his craft. Now, Trey's right. He may not be all world the first 5 or 6 games, or maybe even this whole season. We're going to have to be patient with him. But what we do know that he comes from a good home, it seems like he does, and he's a worker, and he has talent. We're going to have to surround him and deal with that situation. I'm not expecting all world.
I got you. All right, gentlemen. Listen. As far listen, if you got this far, man, we appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up, man. It really helps us out. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. And those that are already subscribed and the new subscribers that got us where we are, we love you. Thank you so much.
So we're gonna talk about this one little. We plan on being here for 20 minutes, man. We already working on 40. So let's go ahead and get out of here with this. We get a little long-winded sometimes. Big Al, been saying, I know we've been talking about coaching and we're talking about draft picks and where they come, first round, second round, third round. Well, they're saying that your third round pick, man, Brandon Coleman, might be our starter at tackle. And so this dude is moving like he knows what he's doing now. So he's not a first round pick, but he might be our first round pick as a tackle. When he's our first pick as a tackle. So what do you think about that? Because I know we were saying he was kind of raw and he might take a couple of years or whatever. But they starting him on the left tackle. They moving Cornelius Lucas around and Wiley. Something's going on with Wiley where he's not even really practicing. So, hey, we might have found our tackle without even. They said they focused on getting him no matter what round they picked him in, and they picked him where they were able to get him. So they didn't go for the ones that were before him that some people said, I know we were begging for a tackle in the second round. But, they waited, man, and they got the man that they wanted. They focused on him and they got him.
I mean, if Peters got a guy in the third round that played left tackle and has potential to either start or be average or even good, that's why we paying him the big bucks and, he going to get a raise. Because you got your prime quarterback, Heisman Trophy winning, joker we've been waiting for 10 years to come on your team, and you're going to put him out there with a left tackle with no experience? What with the defensive ends that the Giants got, the defensive ends that Philly got, and Michael Parsons and the Cowboys, you don't think Michael Parsons not going to pick his ass, excuse my French, pick him out to come around the corner on?
Let me ask you this.
So if Peters,
I got you.
if this dude can start, Peters is worth his money and more.
I'm saying we're about to scrimmage the Jets. We're
gonna find out. The Jets got a good pass rush.
So if he can hold up against the Jets, and if he can hold up against Miami, then we just have to use Jayden's legs a little bit. He might have to move around a little bit, which he's gonna have to do with Cornelius Lucas anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. I thought it was gonna pick somebody up. I thought they was gonna pick somebody up.
Well, all the cuts aren't finished yet, so we still might. We still got money. We still got position.
I thought we were waiting to pick somebody up. That's what I feel like we're gonna do. That's what
right now. They're projecting Chris Paul to make the team.
Really?
We can pick anybody up and cut Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter how much one of these veterans want. But isn't that how we got Cornelius Lucas, or did we trade for him?
We picked him up. I think that that's how he paid 3 years for left tackle for us. But I just don't see them putting their star. This guy is the franchise for us. He's gonna build our new stadium for us. And you're going to have a third-round pick that's unproven that played guard last year and switch him to tackle?
No, he played tackle last year. He played tackle in college.
He played guard last year.
He played tackle in college.
No, for TCU, he played guard. The year before that, he played tackle. His year, he played tackle.
Yeah, he was playing out of position because
he played out of position because they had some injuries on the team, so he had to play out of position. And they're going to take it and roll the dice if it works. Like I said, the scouting department.
Best man plays. Man plays.
That's right. Hey, if it works. Hey, Joe DeCoby was a undrafted free agent.
Absolutely.
And he was, Joe DeCoby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he won championship.
Once Joe DeCoby name come up, you know we're at the end of the show, baby.
Time to go.
It's time to go.
It's the 80s, baby.
Nostalgia, reminiscing. We're going to get to another 20 minutes of the show. Let's get out of here, gentlemen. Let's get out of here. It is Thursday, like I said. There's rain delay over here on the big screen. Don't even worry about that because it's a first game of the year. Everybody's watching just because everybody is starving for football. Nobody cares about a Hall of Fame game except they want to hear the announcers talk and then the players get out there and do something. Give me something. So we already started now. Next week we play the Jets. Next week we'll talk about the Jets next week with the next show. But then, hopefully I can get that out before I actually play. We play pretty early on 12 o'clock on Saturday morning. So, hey, it depends on
Allegedly.
Actually, you know what? We're not going to have a show next week.
There it is.
I'm traveling. That's my bad. I'm traveling. We have
Go-Go.
We might have a live show next week.
Is the Go-Go playing?
Our favorite.
We can do a live show before the game next week, man.
That's right. Let's go.
Saturday morning live show. Look forward to
Saturday morning live show, baby.
All right, let's go.
Sweet Kendra and Miss Deborah, yes indeed. Do you want the tip? The top, the tip, you dig? Do you want the tip? What's up, Dre? The top, the tip, you dig? Also, one of the big boss New York and all of the DB crew that's in here tonight, too. The tip, the top, the tip, you dig? Do you want the tip? The top, the tip, you dig? Hey man, Don't you go nowhere, boss man, yes indeed. Where wheels at, man? Still waiting on the rest of the crew to come through here too. But I tell everybody that's gonna be down Wilma's Park this Sunday night, this Sunday afternoon, yes indeed. Don't go nowhere, JT. Yes, indeed, don't go nowhere. We want to holler at you on the break, man. All right. Also, when I said Durkin, baby. What's up, baby? We almost didn't see you there.